So, you're thinking about buying a vacation home in Santa Barbara. Maybe you've been coming here for years, maybe you went to school here and want to come back, or maybe you want to retire here someday and are going to buy a second home before you make that home your primary. In this video, I want to talk about all the ins and outs, the do's, the don'ts, the pro tips when it comes to buying a vacation rental or a second home in Santa Barbara. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel. For those of you who've seen me before, and then for those of you who haven't, my name is Avi. I'm a local realtor here in Santa Barbara. For about 5 years, I've been helping people just like you buy, sell, navigate the unique real estate market that we have here in this beautiful town. I've sold a lot of vacation rentals. I help manage Airbnbs. I have an Airbnb of my own. So I want to make sure you have the full scoop before you start your search when it comes to buying a vacation rental. So when it comes to buying a second home, it's really important to know your numbers. Some people want to buy a second home and they want to rent it out when they're not there. We'll get into different rental strategies. Some people want to buy a second home and they don't want to rent it out. They want it to be kept clean and pristine for when they're ready to come back and visit. When you run your numbers with a lender, if you're buying the house with the loan, or understand your positioning when you're buying the house cash, it helps you a lot with your search. The average home sale in Santa Barbara as of January of 2023 for a single family home is north of $3 million. There's a lot of high-end sales that do drag that average up. And for condos, it's north of $1 million. So if you're buying a second home here, if you want ocean views, if you want a lot of amenities, if you want space and it's a single family home, you want to be looking at least north of $2 million for probably average price. For condos, north of $1 million for sure. And understanding the different ins and outs of the HOA complexes and what they're going to allow you to do is very important as well. Some of our clients, they'll come here and they'll buy a condo, and as they spend more and more time in Santa Barbara, eventually someday they'll sell that condo and buy the single family home. So understanding your strategy, your long-term horizon, and your numbers when it comes to your financials are super important before even starting the search to finding your perfect vacation second home. So after you've gotten your second home, or even as you're in the search for it, I think an important question to ask yourself is who is going to manage it? Especially if you're doing a rental strategy. Are you going to have a property manager or real estate professionals like me and my team that's going to help manage the property when you're not there? Or are you going to go at it alone? I've had clients go both strategies, but a lot of times if they're living far away in another city, area, state, region, they want to have help here on the ground. It's always good to have a good cleaner. Maybe your realtor will give you eyes on the property. I check in on my clients' houses before they come and visit. You want to make sure that there's people on the ground to help out when you're not here locally in Santa Barbara or Goleta or Montecito. So you want to make sure you have a great property manager or a great realtor who's helping you with the process of managing your beautiful second home. When it comes to the rental strategy as well, there's a couple different things you can do. If you want to be doing Airbnb or VRBO or short-term rentals, which means rentals under 30 days, you need to be looking at the zoning. If you're in the coastal zone, you're allowed to do short-term rentals, but if you're not, technically you're not. So you really want to understand if you're really set on doing Airbnb or VRBO short-term rental strategy, you need to know the coastal map and know the areas that you're allowed to search in. We help our clients really hone in and find properties in that zone. We also help them manage it as well. But if you're not in that zone, a great thing that you can do is you can still have it furnished. It just has to be a 30-day minimum. Crunching the numbers with a realtor when you're looking at a property, we run number sheets for our clients and show the most likely projected rent rolls if it's a short-term rental, if it's in the coastal zone, or if it's a longer-term rental, if it's furnished, or even if it's unfurnished for like a longer extended period, like a 1 or 2 year period. We'll run those numbers for you and make sure that you feel comfortable about what you're buying and knowing how much potential income you have coming in. Okay, another thing to consider here in Santa Barbara, property taxes are about 1.1% of purchase price. That means if you're buying a $2 million house, your annual property taxes will be about $22,000. Running the numbers with the lender or understanding your positioning in cash and understanding your monthly fees, your utility expenses, all the ins and outs of the costs that are associated with the property, HOA fees if you're doing a condo, is really important to understand when you're coming up with your strategy of what home to buy. Another tip, if you're really set on doing an Airbnb strategy, there's a website called AirDNA that will help you calculate the average rent for Airbnbs of your property type. If you want a single family home or if you want a condo, they will give you average rental income on Airbnb. So check out that website, AirDNA. One thing to know about the Santa Barbara market, which is very unique, is there are not very many transactions and our inventory is much lower than a lot of other second home markets or other more urban areas with a lot more transactions. When you get clear with the property that you want and you get your financials in order, sometimes a great house will come on the market and it will get multiple offers within a week. Sometimes the property type that you're looking for isn't out there for a good while. So staying patient and being ready to strike quick when the property in your area or of your type comes up is really important, because I've had clients before that when they look at the market here, it's a little bit unique and different to them to see how few new homes come on the market every day and how fast the really nice homes get snapped up. So buying a second home in Santa Barbara is a big decision, and it can oftentimes be a lot of money. My suggestion is, if you're not super familiar with here, try maybe Airbnb or staying in a couple different parts of town. A lot of people want to be Santa Barbara downtown. Some people really want an ocean view, so they love the Riviera. A lot of our clients really love Montecito. Some even love Goleta. Some want to be right by the beach. Others want to be tucked away in the mountains. It's really important to understand what you like. There's so many different property types. There's so many different neighborhoods. And we have a lot of resources on our website and also on my YouTube channel that talk about the best neighborhoods, the ins and outs of different neighborhoods, different locations and pros and cons. So make sure to check out my channel for more content like that. So thanks so much for checking out this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you help you make a decision about where to buy your potential dream second home. My name's Avi. I'm a local realtor here in Santa Barbara, and if there's ever anything I can do to help your search, feel free to call or text anytime. My number is in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.